And Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Honorable.
Who also takes a stand.
Thank you for having us today. We stand in strong opposition of this proposed amendment, not only because it'll create higher costs, it'll create inefficiency, and it's also going to create a decrease in quality of care. My partner is also going to talk about how our country cannot afford this. First, I want to do a little refutation. She talked a little bit earlier about denial of care. Well, you know, we can have a system where people aren't denied care. That is one proposal that's currently being discussed. Also, when we're talking about proposal differences, what about untying the employer mandate? The government currently requires that all employers cover their employees. What if we untie that? Those are government changes that we can have without going to a single-payer system that can help people get coverage, because we are all about getting coverage for people, but we do not want the government to pay for it or to run it. And thirdly, let's talk about Medicare. She mentioned the government running the system. Well, government is currently running systems like single-payer. It's called Medicare, Medicaid, and S-CHIP. And under those systems, we currently have 50% of all dollars spent in the healthcare system is paid for by the government. So when we talk about why our healthcare is so expensive, part of the reason is because half of all dollars are spent for by the government. And I don't know about you guys, but do you know how the government spends? Is it efficient? Is it wise? No, it's not. It's very bureaucratic. It's full of fraud, waste, and abuse. So when we talk about these things, we're going to provide some issues that we have with the single-payer system. But as she bashes the current system, part of the reason that it's so wasteful is because of bad policies like employer mandate, because of denial of coverage, which we can also change, which we can agree to change. But let me get into my point of positive matter, the costs. More government control in a system will make it worse. Increased spending by government is absolutely going to make it worse. Nobody knows how much the healthcare costs right now if you have health insurance or if you have Medicare, Medicaid, or S-CHIP. Nobody knows how much it costs. So because someone else is footing the bill, you can order all the tests you want. The doctor can order more tests and just have the government pay for it. So that obviously makes more things, everything more expensive. When this system comes into place, everything is going to be free, or at least reduced price. You say, right? Well, that's going to cost a lot more. When something becomes free, any good or service, as you know in economics, it always costs more. So a single-payer system is going to cost more to everybody, just because everyone can go out and get more things. And it does not work, and I'm going to get that into that system a little bit later. Also, let's talk about the inefficiency. Obviously, you want to get coverage. You want to go to your health provider and be able to get care. When you add more users to a system, there are going to be less doctors and specialists, and that's what you see in Canada. You have long waiting lines. People actually are, there's one story from ABC News about how you can actually get a scan for your animal before you can get a scan for your own person, for a disease, for a CAT scan, for a PT scan. So you can add more users and there's less doctors. That's not a good thing. Some single-payer systems have lotteries because they can't have they don't have enough people to cover all of their people. They don't have enough doctors to cover all their people. Let me just answer this inefficiency. Let's understand what the doctors want. In a recent Business Journal, 4 in 9 doctors said that they did not support a system where government took over and had a single-payer system, and I'll answer that.
And what about the other 5 of the 9?
This was 4 out of 9 doctors said that they would quit early rather than take government-run system. So that means that we will have inefficiency, because if doctors are quitting rather than taking a government-run program, then that would be a big problem. And that's my last minute. So the last point is about a decrease in quality of care. There's a man named Scott Atlas who is a doctor and also Stanford research specialist. He found that statistically you are likely to survive 66% if you're a man and 63% from a cancer in the United States, whereas in Europe you only had 47% chance of surviving, or if you're a woman, 58% of chance of surviving. The United States has the most livability rates for cancer than any other country in the world. And 89% of Americans, according to the USA Today poll, said that they like the current system of healthcare that they have. So higher cost, inefficiency, and a decrease in quality of care are what you're going to get in a single-payer system, and it's not the correct solution. It's going more to government control and out of the individual care between you and your doctor, and that's not the correct plan. Thank you, sir.